Okay, real talk. Every CV I've ever read says the same thing. Good team player, strong communicator, adaptable. Every single one.
Right, and it means nothing because everyone says it.
Exactly. So I started asking myself, what does a good team player actually say? Like, what words come out of their mouth in a meeting?
And here's the thing. That's the whole secret. Soft skills aren't personality traits. They're phrases. You don't have empathy in a meeting. You say something that shows it. Today, we walk through 7 soft skills and the exact English phrases that prove them. This one moves fast. 7 skills, 2 phrases each. If something flies past, bookmark it and come back.
All right, skill 1, active listening. And I want to name the trap here because I've fallen into it myself. Someone finishes talking and you immediately jump in with your opinion. Your mouth is moving, but your brain was already somewhere else.
Right.
You were planning your response instead of actually listening. And then you wonder why people don't feel heard around you.
Exactly. And the fix isn't just nodding more. It's what you actually say. So phrase 1. So what I'm hearing is, and then you repeat back what they said in your own words, not word for word. You paraphrase. It shows you actually processed what was said. So imagine your colleague says, I'm worried the deadline is too tight and the quality might suffer. You say, so what I'm hearing is you're concerned we might rush it and lose the standard. That's it. Simple. You're not agreeing or disagreeing yet. You're just proving you listened.
And the second phrase?
Can I just check I got that right? It's a question. It gives the speaker permission to correct you. It shows you're not assuming. And honestly, people love being asked that. It makes them feel like what they said actually mattered. 6 words, very low effort, very high impact.
6 words that can change a whole conversation. I like that.
Okay, skill 2, collaboration. And here's the trap. People write great team player on their CV and then spend every meeting protecting their own ideas. That is not collaboration. That is competition with a smile.
Yeah, I've met those people.
We've all met those people.
So the phrases that actually show collaboration. Phrase 1. What if we tried it together? Now, this sounds simple, but think about when you'd say it. A colleague is stuck, struggling on something. You don't just give advice and walk away. You offer to be in it with them. What if we tried it together? Changes the dynamic. It says, your problem is our problem. And phrase 2, how can I support you on this? You're not waiting to be asked. You're proactively offering. Someone presents a new project in a meeting. Instead of silently watching, you say, how can I support you on this? That's the phrase a real team player uses.
And it shifts you from spectator to participant, just like that. I love both of those.
Number 3, adaptability. And the trap with this one, people say I'm very adaptable under CVs and then visibly panic whenever something changes.
Every time.
The plan changes, the brief changes, the client changes their mind for the 3rd time, and you can see the frustration on their face. That is not adaptability.
Right. Real adaptability sounds like this. Phrase 1, happy to adjust. What would work better for you? Notice the structure. You're not just saying, fine, okay. You're signaling openness and then asking a question. You're turning the change into a conversation rather than a problem.
Right.
So, your manager says the presentation needs to be shorter. Instead of sighing, you say, happy to adjust. What would work better for you? Maybe 10 minutes instead of 20? Maybe cut the background section. You don't know until you ask. And phrase 2, let me take another look and come back to you. This one is especially useful for written work. Emails, reports, proposals. Something needs changing. You don't push back. You don't defend your original version. You say, let me take another look and come back to you. It buys you time, it shows flexibility, and it keeps the relationship smooth.
That's also useful when you need a moment to calm down before you respond.
Oh, absolutely. It's professional and strategic at the same time. All right, skill 4, accountability. And this one is probably the most misunderstood soft skill. People think accountability means saying sorry. You make a mistake, you apologize, and that's it. But that's not accountability. That's guilt with good manners.
Yeah, I've seen people apologize endlessly and then make the exact same mistake again the following week.
Exactly. Saying sorry is the beginning. What matters is what comes next. So here's the trick. Phrase 1 is, that was on me. Here's how I'll fix it. And it has 2 halves. Both are required. That was on me, that's ownership. No excuses, no blame shifting. Here's how I'll fix it, that's the action. You name the problem and the solution in the same sentence.
So you can't just say that was on me and leave it there?
No, that's just guilt. Half the sentence. The second half, here's how I'll fix it, is what makes it accountability. You're not asking for sympathy, you're demonstrating competence.
Okay, and the second phrase, I'll own this and get back to you by Friday. There's a deadline in there. You're not saying I'll handle it eventually. You're putting a specific time on it. That's a commitment.
And when you add a day or a time, people trust you more. It shows you've actually thought about it. You have a plan.
It's one thing to own a mistake. It's another to prove you're going to fix it.
That's the difference between accountable and just apologetic.
Constructive feedback. The trap here is a big one. A lot of people either avoid giving feedback entirely, too awkward, too risky, or they give it in a way that feels like a personal attack. And then the other person gets defensive and nothing changes.
Either no feedback or sledgehammer.
And neither one works.
So, phrase 1, one thing I noticed, and this might be useful, and then your observation. Look at that opening carefully. One thing, so you're not dumping a list of problems on someone, just one thing. And this might be useful. You're framing it as helpful information, not criticism. The person's defenses come down before you've even said anything yet.
That's smart. It's almost like you're asking permission before you give the feedback.
Exactly. You're softening the entry. And phrase 2, what if we tried that differently next time? You're not saying you did it wrong. You're suggesting an alternative approach. And the we is intentional. It makes it collaborative, not judgmental.
So instead of your slides were too detailed, you'd say, what if we tried fewer words per slide next time? Might be easier to follow in a meeting.
Perfect example. Same message, completely different feeling. One sounds like criticism, the other sounds like coaching.
And that's the whole point.
Okay, skill 6, empathy. And the trap here is trying too hard. You say, I totally understand how you feel, but it comes across as hollow, especially if you say it too fast or too casually before you've even really heard the person.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you're rushing past their feelings to get to your own point.
Exactly. Real empathy slows down. It asks questions. So here's phrase 1. That sounds genuinely tough. What's the hardest part? 2 things are happening. Genuinely tough acknowledges the difficulty without minimizing it. And then, what's the hardest part? That question invites them to say more. You're not assuming you already know what's bothering them. You're opening a door.
Right.
You're not closing it.
And phrase 2, I can see why that would be frustrating. You're not saying you're wrong to feel frustrated. You're validating the feeling. You're saying, given the situation, your reaction makes complete sense. That's actually quite rare in the workplace. Most people jump straight to solutions. And sometimes people don't want a solution yet. They want to feel understood first. And once you give them that, once they feel heard, they're actually much more open to working on solutions with you.
Empathy first, strategy second.
Every time. And we are at the last one. Skill 7, conflict resolution. Probably the hardest one to do well in real life. Because when there's actual conflict, emotions are high. The stakes feel personal. And the temptation is to either dig in and fight or go completely quiet.
Yeah, either you dig in or you disappear.
Right. So phrase 1, I think we want the same outcome. Can we work backward from that? This is really clever because it reframes the whole conversation. Instead of focusing on where you disagree, you zoom out to the goal you both share.
Mm-hmm.
Most conflicts at work aren't really about goals. They're about methods. Once you remind everyone they're on the same side, the temperature in the room drops.
And phrase 2, let's separate the issue from the people for a moment. This comes from professional negotiation techniques. You're saying the problem is the problem, not the person. It depersonalizes the conflict without dismissing anyone's feelings. It gives everyone a little bit of breathing room.
Wait, hold on. But what if the other person is genuinely wrong? Like they made a bad call and I know it. Do I still have to use all this soft language?
Yes, and here's why. Firm idea, soft delivery. That's how strong professionals push without breaking the relationship. You can disagree completely and still use these phrases. In fact, that's exactly when they matter most. Because if you're right, you need people to actually hear you. And people can't hear you when they're busy defending themselves. The soft language isn't politeness for its own sake. It's clearing the path so your point can actually land.
So the soft language isn't weakness, it's strategy.
Exactly. The goal isn't to be nice. The goal is to be effective. And once you start hearing it, once you know these phrases, you notice something. The colleagues people trust most, the ones who get promoted, the ones everyone wants on their project, they're the ones using this language, naturally, consistently. You can literally spot it in a meeting. Someone uses, so what I'm hearing is, and the whole room relaxes. Someone says, that was on me, here's how I'll fix it. And suddenly, they're the most credible person in the room.
And you can also spot the ones who are just claiming the skills. Someone who quietly goes invisible after a mistake versus someone who says, I'll own this and get back to you by Friday. You see the difference immediately. It's not subtle.
And the difference isn't personality. It's language, which means it's something you can learn. That's the whole point of today.
Right. Soft skills are made of phrases. Use the phrases and you have the skill.
That's it. That's the whole episode.
Okay, before we go, I want to ask you something. Of the 7 phrases we covered today, which one are you going to try first? Is it, that was on me, here's how I'll fix it? Is it, so what I'm hearing is it, let's separate the issue from the people? Pick one. Write it down. Use it this week in a real conversation.
Seriously, one phrase used in a real meeting is worth more than 100 phrases you know but never say. And if you want more episodes like this one, hit subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss one.
And remember, every new phrase you learn is a door that wasn't there before. Keep opening them.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.